They say that when you hear whispers at night, you should never respond. Because sometimes, it's not a person calling your name. This is a real story from a small village in eastern Turkey. It's about a young man, a mysterious old house, and something that should have stayed sealed behind a wall. My name is Cihan, and I was 19 when it happened. I had just returned to my grandmother's village for the summer. A quiet, dusty place with cracked roads, no internet, no signal, just old stone houses, fields, and silence. The house she lived in was ancient. The walls were thick and cold, made of stone that seemed to hum when touched. And in her bedroom, there was a section of the wall that looked newer than the rest. A patch. One day, I asked about it. "Don't touch that wall," she said sharply. "Why not?" "Because it listens," she whispered. That night, I couldn't sleep. The air was heavy, like something was pressing down on my chest. Around 2:47 a.m., I heard it, a scratching sound, like nails on stone. I sat up. It came from the bedroom wall. I walked to it slowly, heart racing. The scratching stopped. The next night, it wasn't scratching. It was whispering. In Turkish, but not exactly. The words were twisted, like old village dialect, yet clearly, it said my name. Cihan. Cihan. I froze. I whispered back. "What?" Everything went silent. Dead silent. Over the next 3 days, I changed. I saw things. Dark figures. Reflections that didn't move when I did. I'd speak out loud before I even opened my mouth. My grandmother noticed. She said my eyes didn't look like mine anymore. She brought a hoka from a nearby town. He walked through the house without saying a word. Then he pointed at the patched wall. "There's something behind this." It wasn't sealed with stone, it was sealed with prayer. He began to recite verses from the Quran. The lights flickered. The wall vibrated. And I collapsed. I woke up 3 days later in a different village. The house was abandoned. My grandmother never went back. The hoka told her it was an old jinn, bound during an Ottoman-era ritual. Someone in the family must have disturbed the binding. That someone was me. If you think this is just a story, think again. That house still stands. And every now and then, people say you can hear whispers behind the wall.